If you bought a single stock of GME these past few days, listen up, because it's business time. Last video, I didn't even get a proper intro. My name is Andrew. I'm a data scientist here in Silicon Valley, and my job here is to talk about personal finance, how to get a data science job, but most importantly today, what is going on with the largest prisoner's dilemma game that has ever been played in stock market history with GME, GameStop, and how your sell, how if you fail to hold, this entire game can start unraveling. In my first video 2 days ago, I talked about exactly what is happening with GameStop and why this overshorted stock is the first time in history where enough coordinated people in the internet, such as people like you and me, are trying to take on entire hedge funds and institutionalize financial systems. However, in the second video, the one I just released that has gotten a lot of your love, you might think that this is a GameStop channel, but it isn't, I promise, unless that's what you want it to be. In that video, I showed an infographic of how in 1 hour, a $5 billion valuation dip could be performed with just a $250 million weight being thrown around different hedge funds. But that is one of the options. Hedge funds have the ability to trade after hours longer than their individual investors, so if they buy up a lot of GME ahead of time and then sell after hours and where no one else has the ability to buy or sell, they can make it seem like there's a lot of people itching to get GME off of their portfolio. So that is tactic number one. Tactic number two is how a stock can drum up support for another asset or investment, such as silver. Silver is getting a lot of attention, even on Wall Street bets, as people try to turn their attention to it, such as Tesla or Palantir, a stock that is rising in value and is so irresistible that you have to take all your money out of GameStop in order to invest in that new meme. If tactic number one doesn't work, which is coordinating different batch sells between hedge funds, especially after hours when no one else can sell, and tactic two doesn't work, which is trying to drum up business for another investment and have FOMO carry out some paper-handed investors, something that we call an investor that is just looking to make money with their investment and is oftentimes very, very risk averse. Then they're going to move on to the third technique, which is restricting the buying power of certain players in the market, such as you. You probably have already heard the news that last week Robinhood tried to restrict a lot of us being able to buy even a single stock at certain points, and then up to 10 as of today, February 2nd, and now rising up to 100 shares of GameStop maximum that you can buy for the second part of February 2nd, 2021. All this to say, if there's a ceiling for buying but no ceiling for selling, this is a market manipulation strategy, one of which that still clearly shows that the hedge funds and the institutions are afraid. They are afraid that this final attack does not work. So now back to the question of the title of the video. What happens when you individually sell? Either you're selling at a loss or at a small profit, smaller than it was when GameStop was up at $400. You are now playing into the game of the prisoner's dilemma. Like I explained in the first video, hedge funds need this stock to be in ample supply because they've overshorted it. A great resource that you can go to yourself is thesqueezesquoze.com. The situation as of 11 a.m. Eastern time is that there are still millions of interest that investors have to pay each day if they shorted the stock, overshorted the stock, let's say. This interest is deadly to a hedge fund. They are essentially bleeding out on the floor and they are clinging to whatever blood bags they can get their hands on. You are essentially holding on to the lifeline of these hedge funds who are trying to get out like a bandit. If someone like you sells, then you are 100% putting yourself at a disadvantageous position. Bringing back the irresponsible dog owner analogy, if I was keeping thousands, millions of dogs waiting with my short, then I only need to make sure that there's enough dog food to pay them back if it turns out that a bunch of stinking Redditors drove the cost of the dog food up. I can only wait so long because these dogs are hungry, and it's just a game of whether you can hold out or I can hold out. And spoiler alert, I as the irresponsible dog owner, I as the hedge fund, cannot hold out. Humans and dog analogies aside, if you put that stock back on the market, if you sell, if you end your position on GameStop now, you are allowing the hedge funds ample supply to be able to pay back their debts, the debts that they were never expecting to pay back at all, especially since they were expecting to bankrupt GameStop. In the original Prisoner's Dilemma game, a prisoner could rat on his fellow prisoner, and it would go well for him if the other prisoner didn't rat. For example, if everyone holds and you sell, you would probably be in a really good position. However, as of right now, you know that the position is bad. You have already been driven into a corner, and if you bought at less than $90, which is where it held at February 2nd, right before after hours, which it didn't really go anywhere past after hours either, if you sell now, you are already in a bad position. So the question is right here, right now. If you have the power to hold, then hold. If you've already put your livelihood on the line, if you have to sell in order to protect your loved ones, that is a different story. Oh, I should mention this is not financial advice. This is just for entertainment. If you are with me, if you are the apes that I trust, you will hold. And as these investors have to continue paying their interests on the shorts they shouldn't have shorted to begin with, they will feel the pain. It's only a matter of time. Be true, hold still. Check this website, isthesqueezesquoze.com. I'm not affiliated, but it's a way that I keep checking in on whether or not my dumbness is actually smartness in disguise. And for now, but not for forever. If you've checked out one of the links down below, I appreciate it. If you've subscribed because you want to find out more personal finance tips or trading insights or data science insights, I welcome you with both arms open, both hands diamond. And as always, for now but not for forever, peace.